sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already gone. 'Twas grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we know less days to sing God's praise. And when we first begun, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Hallelujah. That's a very powerful song. Amazing Grace. That's very, very powerful song. It's very, very touching song. Once again, this is your servant, a man of God. Pleased to welcome you once again in my residence so that we can share the word of God together. It's always good to share the word of God because the Bible says, a man shall not live by bread alone, by each and every word which comes from the mouth of the Lord. So welcome. Before I start, our topic tonight is gonna be about deliverance. The topic is deliverance or liberation. Before I I would like to explain because somebody asked me about the regalas which they can see over here. I would like to explain to them briefly. This one over here, this is a rod. As you remember in the Bible, Moses used to have a rod like this, the one which he used to separate water, and the Israelites were able to cross to the promised land. So this one is a sign of, symbolizes power and authority. So in leadership, most priests, they have a rod. Even men or elders in Africa, they have a rod in their house. So it's a symbol of power and authority. I recommend every man to have a rod in their house because it's spiritual. It brings energy in the house. So that's the work of this. It brings energy in the house. It's important a man should have a rod in his house. This rod, remember, Moses was able to deliver the children of Israel using the rod. So that's the work of the rod. And also on here you can see the guitar. I have a guitar here. This guitar here because I like music. And of course the flowers because I like vegetation. Because flowers, they represent God creation. Because God creation is fascinating. I love flowers. And the Bible, I like surrounding myself with good Bible, because I believe each and every word which is in this Bible was written by men and women of God through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. That's why I love this Bible. This Bible was there, is here, and will be there until the end of time. And it will be used to judge people during the judgment time. And on my left over here, as you can see, this is called flying whisk. This one is in Maasai tribe in Kenya, is a sign of authority. And leaders like Jomo Kenyatta, this was his symbol for power. And Hastin Kamuzu Mbanda of Malawi, this was their symbol for power. And when you do like this to the people, you release blessing to them. So, and some leaders, they use it all over the world as a sign of authority. So, those that I think I have explained everything. And this soccer here, I love sports. That's why I put here. This represents sports. I love sports. I love soccer. I love football. I love wrestling. I love athletes. So this one represents sports. So briefly, that's what it is. This evening, our message is about deliverance, and it's going to come from Book of Joshua, chapter 2. From verse 1. I'm going to read up to 10, but I recommend you read up to 24. Now Joshua the son of Nun sent out 2 men from Acacia Grove to spy secretly, saying, "Go view the land, especially Jericho." So they went and came to the house of a harlot named Rahab and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, "Behold, men have come here tonight from children of Israel to search out the country." So the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, "Bring out the men who have come to you, who have entered your house, for they have come to search out all the country." Then the woman took the 2 men and hid them. So she said, "Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were from." And it happened as the gate was being shut, when it was dark, that the men went out. Where the men went, I don't know. Pursue them quickly, for you may overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof and hidden them with a stalk of flax which she had laid in order on the roof. Then the men pursued them by the road to the Jordan, to the fords, and as soon as those who pursued them had gone out, they shut the gate. Now, before they lay down, she came up to them on the roof and said to the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the two kings of the Amorite who were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. Blessed be the word of the Lord. That's very powerful. So this is a story of Joshua. Joshua was used to be commander. He was a commander. He was in the military, in the army of Moses. But because he was courageous, when Moses died, he took over the mantle of Moses, and is the one who led Israelites to the promised land. So they reached somewhere, so they had to send spies to go check the city of Jericho, because the city of Jericho was surrounded by very strong walls, and it was very secure, so it was not penetratable. And when they sent spies, they went to a harlot by the name of Rahab, and Rahab treated them with kindness and respect, and he hid them on the roof when the soldiers came looking for them. So, and he kept the secret, and when they left, they left a rope hanging on the side of his house as a sign that when they come to destroy the city, the family of Rahab, entire family will be spared. So she kept the secret. That story teaches us to treat each other with respect and kindness. We are not supposed to talk all the time, talk negative things about people. We are supposed to concentrate more on positive side of people than the negative side. And if we see people doing something which is not wrong, not right, we should correct them respectively. Especially men of God, they are our spiritual leaders. It's not a good thing to keep on talking about men of God all the time. One day you'll be talking and your tongue gonna be stuck on the roof of your mouth. So be very careful. Don't uncover your father. Remember what happened to the children of Noah when he was intoxicated? One of them, because he made fun of his father, he was cursed. Korah gang together with other people to take power from Moses, and the earth opened, and Korah with his group, they were swallowed by the earth. So it is very important to treat, especially men of God, with respect, because they are appointed by God. If God don't want a servant of God, if God doesn't want a person to serve him or her, he can just remove him just like that, just to switch the breathing, and the person is gone. So if they are there, they are appointed by God, and leave them alone. Just treat them with respect, and if you have to correct them, you have to correct them respectively. So that's what I want to tell you. Rahab, although she was a prostitute, because of her attitude and recognizing the children of Israel, she was able to be saved together with her entire family. So we should learn to, number one, we should learn to treat especially men and women of God with kindness and with respect. And we should not uncover them. We should try as much as possible. If we correct them, we should correct them respectively, because biblically they are our spiritual fathers. They are supposed to correct us, not us to correct them. So that is very, very important. I had to tell you that. So this evening, I'm going to give you some key points, because as you know, we are living in an uncertainty time. Tomorrow is not promised, but I'm going to give you keys which are going to be helpful during this time of tribulation. There's a lot of things going on in the world with the coronavirus and so many tragedies. So I'm going to give you some points which I believe they're going to be helpful to you as you continue on this journey. Number one, during this time, you're going to require strong strategic thinking. Strategic thinking. You have to strategize on how to tackle life, because life is difficult now. So many people, they are out of work, and even if the economy is bad, so we have to come up with a strategy on how to tackle life. Number two, we're going to need strong decision-making skills. What to prioritize and what not to prioritize. What is more important to us than what's not more important. Like for example, if you have a bill, two bill, rent bill and utility bill, which one do you pay first? If I were you, I would pay rent first, because I can stay without utility. Even if I have somewhere to lay my head, I can stay without electricity. So you have to prioritize whatever you do going forward. It's called decision-making skills. Number three, we're going to need conflict resolution skills. We're going to need conflict resolution skills, because of stress, we're going to encounter a lot of conflicts. So we need to be able to solve problems and to come up with a permanent solution. Permanent solutions. That one is very important. Also, we're going to need team building activity. Team building activities like sport or entertainment or something to bring energy to people, because people, they are depressed. So we're going to need team building activities. And also, number six, we're going to need, during this period, we're going to need delegation skills. Because if you know how to delegate, it makes your work easy. So that's very important during this time of coronavirus. Delegation skills, that's very important. And number six, mentorship program. You've got to be able to teach people and to guide people and to give people direction. And also during this coronavirus, because most of the time we are in-house, it's a time for us to think and spend our quiet time to think deep. And I believe we're gonna come with innovation, discovery, new things. We need to think, especially scientists. I challenge you to think hard so that they can come up with a vaccine for this COVID-19. The time we are having now in the house, it's time for us to think and to come with new discoveries. You're going to also need wisdom to discern the different, right from wrong. What is right and what is wrong? What is Lucifer and what is God's? That's very important. We're going to need that at this time. Also, I know things are very tough. But remember when the children of Israel were, during Exodus, they were moving from Egypt to Promised Land. God provided them. They never sleep hungry. I'm going to give you some of the miracles which God did. They are called wonders, in wilderness wonders during the Exodus. Number 1, angel of God and the pillar of the cloud, and the fire guarded the multitude. That is in Exodus 13, verse 21 to 22, and chapter 14, verse 19. An angel of God and a pillar of cloud or fire guarded the multitude. Number 2, a strong wind made a path for the Israelites through the Red Sea. That's Exodus 14, verse 2 to 29. Number 3, the Egyptian chariot wheels were made to swerve. The army was drowned in the sea. That's Exodus 14, verse 28 to 31. Manna, rain from heaven for bread. Quail were sent to provide meat. That is in Exodus 17, verse 2 to 6. Moses raised hands allows the Israelites to prevail over Amalek. That is in Exodus 17, verse 9 to 13. God speaks from the mountain at Sinai. That is in Exodus 19, verse 2 to 6, and chapter 6 and verse 6 to 21. The wind brings quail. Quail were brought to provide as a source of meal when they were traveling. That's in Numbers chapter 11, verse 13. Miriam's rebellion and leprosy. Miriam rebelled and was affected by leprosy. That's why not good to rebel against the men and appointed men and women of God. The ground opened and swallowed Korah. Korah was a leader, one of the leaders in Moses, during Moses, and he gang with the people. He wanted to take power from Moses, but the earth opened and swallowed all of them. So that's why it is not good to conspire against the men and women of God. The binding of the Aaron staff, that's number 17, verse 1 to 11. Water from the rock, and Moses sinned. There is somewhere when they were on the journey, the water became bitter, and Moses was told to touch the rock so that they can produce water, but instead he hit the rock and he committed sin. That's why he was not able to make it to the promised land. He died at Mount Sinai. But they were able to get the water though, but he did not follow instruction. That one we need to follow instruction from God, what we are told to do. The bronze snake on the pole, that's Numbers 21, verse 4 to 9. There is somewhere, there were so many snakes, the place was infested by snakes, and they used to die, and Moses was told God to make a bronze snake and erect on a pole, and whoever looked when he was bitten by the snake survived. Naaman, this is another separate miracle of deliverance. He was delivered of his leprosy. He was told by Prophet Elisha to go wash 7 times in Jordan River, and he obeyed. He obeyed, and he said, "Let it be known in the entire world that Yahweh of Israel is the true God." And he took 2 mules, 2 mules, and a pile of dirt to Syria. That's like a truck full of soil to Syria. So that whenever when he took that truck of soil to Syria, he put it around his compound, in his compound. Whenever he wanted to pray, he would go step on that soil, and he imagine he's in Egypt, and through that he would receive the blessings of. He would imagine he's in Israel, and through that he would receive the blessing of the Israelite of Israel. So that's what he did. The angel of the Lord and the burning bush. That's Moses. He was looking livestock in the wilderness. He saw a burning bush. So when God wants to use you in any position, He will either show you through a vision, or through a dream, or through spiritual, or through your fruits, the fruit you produce. So that's what that one is saying. And I would like you to pray, God, because where we are heading with coronavirus, mortality is about to overpass natality. Mortality is when people, they are dying more than they are born. So we need to pray hard to ask God that we don't want to reach that situation, because we're going to be in a very bad situation. We're going to be losing human resources. It's going to be difficult for the workers. I'm praying also for the scientists we need to pray for the scientists to come with a vaccine for this coronavirus. That one, I want us to pray hard for that. Jesus also performed many miracles. There were very many, but only few are recorded in the Bible. Jesus changed water into wine. That is in John chapter 2, verse 1 to 11. Jesus cured the noble son. That's John 4, verse 6 to 47. The great haul of fish. That's Luke 5, verse 1 to 11. Jesus cast out unclean spirit. That's in Mark chapter 1, verse 23 to 28. We must labor diligently. We must labor diligently and with the grace of God to access God. Yeah, we need to labor diligently to access God. Joshua 10:13. So there was a time Joshua was fighting with Amorite, and he asked God, he prayed God to stop the sun, and the sun stopped so that he could continue to avenge and to inflict pain to his enemies. And the sun stopped. So if we continue to pray, I believe this coronavirus is going to stop. Hold your peace and trust in God. He is in control. You are also in control with your brain, because God created you with a brain. You can make decisions, and your decision decides your happiness. Your decision decides your happiness. Paul and Silas prayed, worshipped when they were in the prison wholeheartedly, and they were delivered. So if you believe and you pray seriously, you're going to be delivered from this coronavirus. Every day, we are on our journey, either to hell or to heaven. Therefore, we should evaluate ourselves and stay upright. We should labor to see positive more than the negative side of the people. We should wish other people well. We should not be jealous. God hates jealous people. Remember, the first murder happened as a result of jealous. Cain killed his brother Abel. May we be delivered from the sin of jealousy. I would recommend we use quarantine time as our quiet time, because through that we can have an exceptional relationship with our Creator. And I'm sorry for those people. I know some people, they have booked for vacation. Because of this coronavirus, they are not able to go to vacation. But I believe God is capable to take you on a spiritual tour. If you believe in Him, you can go and visit heaven. If God want to come visit you, yeah, it's possible. People, they have been to heaven, and if you go to heaven, you will lose interest in many things of this world. That's why God don't want people to go to heaven and come back. Because if you go to heaven, you'll see things of this world like very, very. They're not gonna be interested. You're not gonna be interested on life, other things, because heaven is very beautiful and the glory there is too magnificent. So if you visit heaven and come back, you're not gonna be interested in anything. You're not gonna be watching TV. You're not gonna be going to the movie. You're not gonna be going to the sports. So you're gonna affect the economy. That's why God don't allow people to go to heaven and come back. But it's possible. Enoch was taken life and went to heaven. Elisha was taken life to heaven. So if God wants to take you on a spiritual tour, He can do that. It's possible. You don't have to die to go to heaven. God can do whatever He want to do. He can take you on a spiritual tour and you see heaven and come back. So everything is possible. Keep on trusting in God. I know some of you wanted to go to Alaska or to see Himalaya mountain or to go climb up mountain. But now even the cruise ship, they are not moving. I know how your personal feeling, but I'm happy the business they are opening, and I hope they will be able to open in a safe manner, and the economy will begin to grow again. That's what I'm praying, and I believe is going to happen. As I conclude, I want to wish you well. I wish you well. May you have blessings of heaven. May you eat the good of land. May you have the strength of a horse and endurance of a camel. May the locusts which are coming, especially in Africa, to eat your field, the wind come from all corners of the world and blow them away. Locusts which come to destroy your field, your farm. Devourer, spirit of devourer, I rebuke the spirit of devourer in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. May you dwell under the wings of Jehovah. May you dwell under the wings of Jehovah's angel for the rest of your life. Thank you very much. May God keep you. May God protect you until we meet again next Sunday. Shalom.